Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we're gonna do a video, haven't quite gotten to it just yet, right? Obviously, as new content drops, right? We had the EZA Gamma drop plus the Red Zone Bio Broly stuff. So for a couple days I've been kind of delayed. This is going to be top 10 best EZAs of 2025. Now, quickly, what was the key word I just said? Of 2025. So as great as they are, the Gammas, EZA Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, they are ineligible for this list because they're 2026 characters. I'm keeping this to 2025 characters. So, I'm sure that this will get clipped and put on Twitter, and someone will go, "Where is Gamma 1 and Gamma 2? They're the GOATs." Like, yeah, they are, but I mean, we're gonna talk about them next year. That's the list that we're gonna be talking about those boys on. Now I was going through this. I was stunned. I mean, I know a lot of people like it's a very common opinion on Dokkan Twitter, which is full of morons, right? But I tweet a lot on Dokkan Twitter. I'm a moron too. So there we go. Yeah, I'm right there with y'all. But the EZAs this year are ludicrous. Like it's unbelievable to me how good EZAs have been this year. We'll get one AGL Trunks. Like look at this screen right here. We'll get one AGL Trunks. I saw no less than 5 tweets of people being like, "Oh, 2025 strikes again. Oh my god, here we go again." And it's like, look one spot to the right. And this is one of the most underrated characters maybe ever. This EZA Dr. Show and Android 19. Now, that's kind of not their fault, and that's more on Amatsu, because the character dropped bugged or glitched or whatever. Once they were fixed, they're absolutely insane, right? And then we go one spot to the right. The tech androids, I mean, they're just flat out one of the best characters of the year overall. Summonable or EZA characters, right? So, EZAs have been ridiculous. There's at least 3 or 4 EZAs who don't make this list, who I think if someone else did this, it might be in their top 5. Remember, this is absolutely the type of list. This is very subjective, right? My criteria, I feel, I'm just going to tell you all ahead of time. I'm going to be a little bit more positive towards characters who came out at the start of the year and have been good most of the year, almost all year. So you guys can kind of, in your head, figure out which characters are going to be at the top of the list off of that, right? Like, that's going to be the number one criteria for me. So, while we will have other great characters, like, maybe future Gohan and Trunks are actually, like, the best character who would be on this list. But, I mean, they literally just came out. But we're going to get them right here. This character is super good. But the base form can get cracked very easily, I've found. Right? It's especially on that Bond and Master and Disciple team, there's a lot of moving parts in terms of which multiple turn supports are up, what the rotations look like. This character can get cracked so easily. Once you swap the future Gohan, this guy is genuinely ridiculously impressive. I absolutely adore this LR future Gohan. Once we swap over to him, I think he is just flat out a cold-blooded demon, right? But again, he only just came out. I mean, a lot of this list for me personally comes down to how much I use the character, but we'll get to some EZAs where they're definitely going to get bonus points, as you guys will see in a second. All right, so let's grab our next character here. We're going to go with AGL Kid Gohan. AGL Kid Gohan is a great character. This is a character who, I mean, at least 2 or 3 times per day gets killed or causes us to lose this Kid Gohan. But it doesn't change the fact that his impact is so crazy that I will run him every single time, right? Like, we've got a couple, especially in this meta, where the fights are so difficult. There are characters who, like, we're going to run and they're going to get us killed a lot. But they're so good. Their impact is so high. Like, in runs, we win. They do so much. And this Kid Gohan is one of those characters, right? When we run Bond Master and Disciple or Demonic Power, one of these teams, and it is a winning run, Kid Gohan usually has a fucking monster impact on getting the win, right? A lot of times when running those teams, Kid Gohan is the character that ends up dying, but I mean, it is what it is, right? He is a stacking character, but his multiple turn supports, his active skill remains ridiculously goated. This shit has been awesome forever. this active has always been really crazy good. I'm just very high on Kid Gohan. I really like him. Despite the fact that, again, he just seems to die an awful lot, I just find him so good that I can overlook it to an extent, right? Like, I feel like his impact is just so good. I really like the Kid Gohan EZA. I mean, that's, to me, some of the most fun Dokkan Fest characters of all time, their original releases we're talking, are these monster support type characters. AGL Turles way back in the day, Physical Android 17 way back in the day, AGL Kid Gohan way back in the day. Those were some of my favorites. They were just a pleasure to run, right? Now, that's a different era, right? But they were very fun back in the day. Next, I'm going to get Int Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Int Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is really good. I don't like him as much as other people, because I do think that he's, not really as effective in slot 1, which oftentimes is kind of like a huge thing. But, I mean, him with this counter, this shit, guys, is just, it's just really so good nowadays. They've dropped a bunch of dodge canceling, like, mega super bosses. Tamagami 1, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks. Maybe it's only a me thing, but I really am quite favorable to these characters that could do this when those bosses who don't let you run from their super attacks exist, right? So I mean, I guess it's funny. I'm a little bit lower on this guy than most, I think, but it's still, this to me is so valuable. I like STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Unfortunately, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, he's just so ass that he can't even, like, we can't even praise him because of that ability, right? But, yeah, this can be huge. So even though this guy is weak in slot 1, if it's turn 1, he's locked in slot 1. With this, I mean, he can still handle the pressure, right? The Tamagami 1 fight is one of the most brutal fights we've ever received in this game's history in terms of toxic mechanics. I feel like that fight does go under the radar a little bit. I think a lot of people just, like, did it once and then, like, beat it, or like they just don't touch it because it's actually so obscenely toxic. Tamagami 1, the combination of stun, sealing, AoEs, dodge canceling, it's just, it is unbelievably out of this world. And this guy's he could get killed easy in there, but he can really win us the fight in there too. This in Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So, I mean, that matters. That does. One of the nastiest fights. That Tamagami 1 fight, I'm telling y'all, is one of the nastiest fights of all time. I'm not saying it's the hardest fight of all time. I'm saying it's one of the nastiest fights we've ever gotten. Just with his ridiculous combination of bullshit mechanics that Tamagami 1 has got, right? So we can put in Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta right there. Next is Int Yamcha. Maybe we could have Int Yamcha a little bit lower, but again, I'm a little bit more favorable. I think I actually, I will do this. And you know what? Int Yamcha's really good, man. It's just like, when you use Int Yamcha, I mean, obviously he's not really effective against dodge canceling fights, right? But, and this list is not like 1 to 10 who's the best. That's not what the point of the list is. Int Yamcha, he just doesn't, like, it's improbable for him to get hit, right? Like, as long as he can dodge, this guy will never lose for you. The thing that's an issue, though, for this guy, which keeps him from being, like, 3 on this list, or 4 or something, is really teams. I think I can't, in good conscience, do this. Yeah, I actually, I'm gonna make an executive decision. These lists right here that are way more subjective, right? Like, best and worst CZAs of the year. I think we could see me, while recording, kind of, like, move around. It's just, I mean, the friend system update is coming, right? Which will allow us to use a character like this guy far more easily. But the point of the video is supposed to be about 2025. So, that friend system update fix is going to be a 2026 thing. I do kind of keep, like, a hard cutoff on the years for these. So I'm going to push Yamcha back to this spot. Yeah, this feels good. We could get future Gohan and Trunks above Yamcha as well, easily. But to be fair, I mean, they did just drop Okay, I guess we have to actually click here. They did just drop like 2 weeks before 2026, right? So we'll go with Yamcha here at 9. But, you know, with him, where is it? Right here. It's this. This ability is your safety net against locking and AoEs. And then this ability is after he attacks. It's such a brilliant design. The day he came out, it didn't look good for him because we were in the 10th anniversary meta still, which had dodge canceling basically in every single tough fight, right? So it was brutal. But then when we moved on to the GDC stuff, there's now, you know, 10 fights, 11 fights, 12 fights that are very relevant right now. Like, that's the thing. I do think it's important for players to understand not to get too locked in to just one specific fight. Goku Black and Zamasu, or Bio Broly, or Tamagami, or Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, or any of these fights, because there are so many relevant fights with different things. But, you know, all these, like, tough end-of-the-year fights, like, Yamcha can really cook in there. I think that this is fine. I think this is a good adjustment right here. Yeah, this works good. Next, I want to get the Legion of Shadow Dragon. Now, again, this is where this list is not like 1 to 10 who's the best character. I have to give this character their flowers, their love, their bonus points. This is a Battlefield LR EZA. And I feel like this character, for what they are, is so fucking good. It's unbelievable to me. I think that they are incredible for what they are. I'm really astounded at how good this character is, right? Yes, there could be a lot of moments where they could get killed. You know, I do think some of these mechanics, like locking and AoE, certainly could be a threat to this character as well. But this is exactly how you drop a villain Dokkan Fest LR. Is you drop Omega Shenron, and you give him a great Battlefield EZA, you give him a great sub-EZA, you give him non-stop Dokkan Fest character EZA options, super EZA options. They handled... Omega Shenron is the best handled villain character of all time. Easily. Like, without even a... I don't even hesitate to say it's the truth for 1 second. That Dokkan Fest LR Omega Shenron is the best handled villain in Dokkan history. Easily. And it's stuff like this. We can't fucking spend years going, oh my god, villains are treated bad, they never help villains, they do horrible with the links and all this, which all are correct, by the way. All those complaints, boom, 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 all correct. But then they do it right, and then we go, oh, okay, well, whatever. Like, no. Like this is a great free-to-play EZA. This character had to be high up on the list, right? Had to be high up on the list. Next, we'll do tech androids right here. Now, this is a character that, again, this is towards the end of the year, but I think that this unit is actually just so fucking busted that, like, I had to get them up a little bit higher. This character is so crazy. It's just giving them dodge. This right here, and then where's the rest of their dodge? So they get dodge right there, and then it's right here. Giving this character dodge is a crazy decision because, you know, they have the nullification. They could do additional supers. They're going to heal like crazy oftentimes with the tech key spheres, right? They're creating orbs. They have this right here, which is a winning ability, right? I mean, this character, Goma, Int Fat Boo, right? AJLUI Goku, like, they're one of these characters, and they gave them a strong EZA. I am shocked that they gave this character a strong EZA, considering what their active skill. It's stunning to me. This would be like if they gave Fat Boo a good EZA. It would be like, what the fuck, dude? Imagine Fat Boo, like, they legitimately just do this for Fat Boo. It would be insane, right? Like, it's this character. This character doesn't get talked about enough. They don't. The people don't talk about this character enough, man. And the fact that you don't need to run them on androids, like, they're a Future Saga character. Future is kind of a ridiculously OP team right now. This character doesn't get enough glaze. I'm just going to tell y'all right now. Right? It does not. Does not get enough glaze. Next, I mean, let's be for real. We have to respect this guy. Here he is right here. I'm sorry, but, like, this guy had to be high up here. This, I remember he was genuinely shocking during the 10th anniversary. And, I mean, his kit is so good, and it helps that Dokkan Fest Omega is as crazy as he is. You know, we're able to run them together. Like, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy, yeah. And we're able to run them together. Like, this guy on that Omega team. There's just so many good EZAs, so many options. This guy, at points, I think, can have some weaknesses, like some AoE stuff, some locking type stuff. Could be a bit of an issue for him, but, I mean, he does get a pretty high amount of damage reduction. He can have a huge amount of stats. He's supporting. His damage is ridiculous. He's got multiple different orb changing. Right, he does this at the start of turn, and then once we get 5th turn start of battle, he's doing this as well. This is just a great character, man. Like, I felt like this guy had to be very high up, because he also, take a look at when he came out, this is one of the first releases of 2025. And, I mean, this guy is still effective. Just crazy. Just crazy. Crazy. It makes sense, because I remember, like, you know, like, when he first came out, just like, okay. This guy is absolutely insane. It is ridiculously. Yeah, and, you know, we could see. Absolutely. Next, I have to. I think Sin, to me, is probably the best. I might just say best sub-EZA of all time. I don't... Bro. This guy is so crazy. The damage he can do, combined with his invincibility turn 1 and his orb changing, this was awesome, because this is one of these characters whose initial release was almost wasted, basically. Right? This guy came out during the 7th anniversary. He didn't really have a spot. And this guy came out, you know, right before the Demon Red Zones came out, right? Once we got into kind of like the Red Zone era, like that's when this guy first came out. And they were like, all right, well, let's just make him ridiculously fucking crazy. And that's exactly what they did. And that's exactly what this guy is. Ridiculously crazy. I don't really have much to say other than he's the best friend of, I mean, one of the 3 best characters of the year, 4 best characters of the year. Like, at this Dokkan Fest Omega, the best designed villain of all time, the best villain of all time, the best treated villain of all time, Dokkan Fest Omega. And this guy's, like, his best friend. Like, it's just... like, if I ranked, like, sub-EZAs all time, like banner unit EZAs all time, this guy is, like, he's got to be, like, 1 or 2 on the list. Maybe I would decide to put Tech God Goku at 1 and this guy at 2. But, like, this guy's up there. And it's just, like, I can't make this list. Remember, this is a very subjective list, and it's not in order 1 to 10 who's the best. But, like, it's just, I had to reset, like these, like, 3 Omega team options, the Sin, Buhan, and in Shadow Dragon, Legion of Shadow Dragon, like you have to respect them. Have to. So, yeah, there's that. And then there's no luster, whoops. Damn it. Okay. There's no luster, no mystery, no nothing. It's the 7th anniversary Ellers. I mean, these guys are, you know, top 10 options in every difficult fight all year, basically. Like, something like that. I don't know. I've been hard on the gods a lot of points throughout the year, but nothing changes the fact that you can still run them in every single fight, right? Like, the 7th anniversaries come out that first turn. Like, these characters are still able to perform in the Bio Broly fight, right? Like, because, you know, you transform with them and they could still dodge Bio Broly. Transform with this guy and he could tank Bio Broly. Like, it's just, I mean, we don't even need to talk about it. Like, it's just, I feel like they're actually so good that they're 1 and 2 right here, and you guys all go, this is a character I could put them in the same spot, by the way. I don't like to do that these days, because I think that the 4th, like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, once you get to turn 4, is 50 level. Like, he's so much better than the blues. I can't believe that they did that. The counter plus scouter combo. The blues are children compared to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. But I could, you know, I think I will for this, because EZAs are so good this year. I think I will cheat and we'll do that. to get it to a top 11. But now, okay, so now let's kind of like look at this and how good EZAs have been this year. So which character now would I put in that 10th spot? Do we do AGL Golden Frieza, who I think is a really, really good tank? Really, really, really powerful. Do we do Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, who's a character I end up not using that much, but is really, really good, right? Do we do STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who apparently is one of the most underrated characters of all time, right? Like, we could talk about him. What about STR Omega Shenron, who is also ridiculously good? He can be clapped up, but he does so much damage. And his debuff, if you go into a fight that could be debuffed, he neuters these bosses if they could be debuffed. They are literally half power when he's on the field compared to when he's not, right? Who else do we have? At Tech Kalen Khalifa, this is a character kind of like lost this year. Like because this character is still, I would argue, quite good. But it's just, just kind of like lost the way it is. Like we could even talk about them right there. Pycon. I think AGL Pycon is another character who kind of, I feel like people don't talk enough about how good he is. AGL Cell. AGL Cell's had some good moments for me, in the past, month or so. I am bound. It's kind of like, damn, what's the thing Sukuna does to Yuji? Like the contract or the pact or whatever? Once AGL Cell clutched up and handled that Broly Android Test Cell Saga mission, I got bound to AGL Cell to respect him. I mean, bro clutched up in a fucking annoying ass mission, man. So I gotta respect him, dude. We could maybe talk about him right here. I don't know. I would hesitate. I'm higher on the Namek EZAs than most, but I would certainly hesitate to place them on the top 10 EZAs here. And I mean, we could talk about these guys. I haven't used them much, but I do think that they do have a bit of a place. I think I would probably, this is my list, I think I would grab AGL Golden Frieza and get him at 10. I think 10 is good for AGL Golden Frieza. Yeah, right there. That's what we do. So now let's just zoom out a little bit. That looks good. So again, let me explain this. I don't like to put Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the gods on the same tier this year because of the difference once they transform. Remember, when they first came out, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's counter was not a nullification. It was a dodge. Don't forget that. They changed that a year later. They changed the Super Saiyan 4's dodges to nullification, which opened up the gap between these two. Because the gods are a dodge character, and previously, so was Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. But they altered that. And now Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta breaks through dodge canceling with his nullification, which opened up the gap between those two characters, really. But if we look at them in terms of EZAs all year, I would argue their impact truly is the same, right? In all these fights. Festival, the 10th anniversary fights, current fights right now, they have very similar impacts. Physical Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is definitely much better, but I do feel comfortable kind of doing this. So this is kind of like my vague, 10 best EZAs of the year. And I think there's a lot of good EZAs that we are barely talking about and stuff. This year was really good for EZAs. So hopefully next year will look like this too. Man, could the Gammas end up on next year's iteration? We'll see. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks guys for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.